Hello there, children. So let's talk about your social conformity activity. This is the only activity for the week. So we have the Google slide, which was pretty brief, basically watching a video about the 1950s, and I talk a little bit about Arthur Miller. And then we have the social conformity activity, which is right here. Now I'm going to review this, and when this video is done, I will post a link underneath here, just like I did for the Arthur Miller Google slide, so you can refer back to it. Here we go, social conformity in the 1950s. So during the 50s, film and television producers made a conscious attempt to portray an ideal American family, kind of like a perfect American family, in which mothers stayed at home and did housework, fathers went to work every day to make a living, and children went to school, came home, and did their chores and homework, respected their parents, and never got into trouble, right? Just like today. It's exactly like today. It's not at all. It's mostly not like today. One such portrayal of the ideal family appears in the film you will view in this project, one of several films. This film was intended to be educational and was shown to many teenagers in school in the 1950s and for a long time. I was in elementary school in the 80s, and we were still watching these Coronet films. Not all of the ones from the 50s, but we were still watching some of these. Like, I remember watching one where it was like about the future, and it's like, in the year 2000, which when I was a kid, the year 2000 was like, oh my God, like, will that ever happen? It's like 100 years from now. Like, we're all going to have like flying cars, and we'll be able to fly our car to take a picnic, and we'll have jetpacks. And, that video, I still remember that video from like fourth grade or whenever I watched it, and I'm still disappointed because I never got my jetpack or my flying car, and it's the year 2020, and all we have is a stupid virus, and this is awful. Like, where's the jetpacks? We were lied to. Anyways, so they would watch a lot of these instructional videos. The Bert the Turtle, which you may or may not be familiar with. If you're not, look it up on YouTube. It's definitely worth it. So we were still watching these. They bust out like a legit like film. Like, they weren't rolling out a TV and a VCR review. They would have like a film projector, like with the big discs on it, and they would like as it like rolled through. So we were still watching these things in the 80s. And they were pretty interesting. So here's what you are going to do. You are going to watch A Date with Your Family, which is at this link right here. If any of these links don't work, I checked them yesterday. They should all be pretty good. If they don't work, let me know. You are going to complete the A Date with Your Family worksheet, which is the next page. If we scroll down here, here's the worksheet. So you will complete this worksheet. There are 9 questions. So watch the movie, complete the worksheet. This link just takes you to other movies. But I've made like a depository or repository. Yeah, depository. That's what I want. No, not a suppository, Rebecca. That's not what we're doing. So I've made a depository of videos for you to watch that I already have watched, and I think they're pretty good, and I think they're great for the project I want you to do. So watch the Date with Your Family, complete the worksheet. Okay. Once you have finished that, I want you to watch at least 2 other films from the Prelinger archive. Now, if we go back to the Death of a Salesman page, I have given you films here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 to choose from. Just pick 2. If you want to go find another Coronet film, like on YouTube or something, that's fine. You can do that. But these I've picked here are all perfect for this project. Just so you know, some of them are better than others, but these are all really good for this project. So, and again, I've kind of noted that here. So you will create a short presentation like on a Google slide. Okay. Now, you are not going to present this. In the past, we would have, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to have a debrief on Monday where we're going to get together and just kind of talk about what we found, what we watched, kind of like, how we feel about these videos, stuff like that. So you will create a short presentation, but you will not actually be presenting it. 2 to 3 minutes exploring instances where these films promote social conformity. Okay, that's your focus. You will, for each film, so what I would do with your Google slide, I would start with the first film. In your Google slide, it'll be titled like, I don't know, let's look at Are You Popular, which is a good one. So it'd be like, Are You Popular? And then on that slide, you will have a summary. You'll summarize what that video is about, and you're going to use it, write it in the summary format like we've been doing for ages. Excuse me. So in your presentation, you will type up, like in paragraph form, your opinion as to whether such films are valuable. Are they valuable for socialization? Are they merely propaganda? Would they cause more harm than good? These details, your opinions, have to be well thought out, not just I think it's good or I like it. Like, you have to explain, using like the paragraph sandwich format, evidence from the movie, just like we would from an article, explain, I like it because, in this instance here, I think this is a valuable tool still because we still, and then explain that. Okay. Or, I think this is silly. And, if you look at this situation here, and then explain why it's silly, like give me thorough, thought out explanations. Make sure to use specific examples from the video. The last slide of your presentation should be a works cited page and should contain proper MLA citations. And anytime you use a direct quote from the movie, or anytime you paraphrase from the movie, you should cite that, just like forever. You always do that, because that's not your thoughts. That's from another thing. So, and it says 3 videos. Let's do 2. That 2 videos. So you will do that, what I just explained there. You will repeat. So you're going to do 2 videos, okay, besides a date with your family, 2 additional, and then complete this process right here, okay, on a Google slide. It shouldn't be too terribly difficult. And then what I want to do is on Monday, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this worksheet you completed, hopefully in person, like on a Google Meet. And then we are going to talk about the additional videos and your opinions and whether, you thought they were good or not good. And that's the plan. So that's your whole week right there. Have fun.